and replaced with an image of perfection.
Yes, exactly. The just divinely handsome after that.
They called him Monster. Laughed at him, but he made them all see.
Oh yeah, he did. Promote it. Stunning conclusion of intergalactic tale of self-love.
Huh.
It's an explosive finish, if you know what I mean.
I mean, surely there is a bomb after all.
Oh, I think we stopped here.
Yes, we did. We were like, this choice
It's incredible.
should help root out the saboteur, but
Also,
what about defending the station?
it's true. It's true. It's probably towards sort of our final choice here, but we have chosen power over
Power.
any form of efficiency.
Over pragmatic concerns of
Exactly.
utility. But that is really the Horatio way, right? Like, build your domes and space stations of crystal glass.
Yeah.
Is it efficient? No. Is it dangerous? Oh, yes. But think of the aesthetic.
Yeah. Exactly. And even though we have shown our only good thing we have ever done so far is the space simulation battle.
We're gonna coast on that till we die.
Oh, for sure. We should not do anything we're good at. Instead, we should go with power and root out the saboteur. Surely this leads to love as well.
I mean, we're just gonna blame the rebel guy.
I mean, sure.
Right, we're just gonna blame him.
Yeah.
He's the one, obviously. So yeah, we used to be friends, but
I will find the saboteur and deal with him, Grand Headmaster. Turnius PO2 glances to Exor's B12, who looks defeated.
very good. Yes, excellent, Master Sergeant. Go see to the protection of the station. We just need to hold off until Rear Admiral Impetus X-57 shows up with his Imperial Majesty in tow. We have pressing business to attend here. Was he like leaning over us on the couch?
Yeah, he was. Exor's B12 nods absent-mindedly.
Very well, sir. I will guess I will go now. Do close the door behind you.
The Master Sergeant leaves the room, looking disheartened. Eternius PO2 turns back to me.
Now, where were we?
I'm me. We are hunting for love, and even though it is very early on in the session to hunt, get into it, I think we have been teased for a whole week here, so we need to go for it.
Right.
About to engage in some forbidden love.
Oh, really? What makes you think I'm interested? Horatio 69 F21.
I'm pretty sure you are, sir. And I'm pretty sure I am too. He leans in, his gaze intent as I draw closer. I put a hand on his leg, just above the knee, and ever so slowly work my way up from there. I can smell his perfume and almost feel his breath on my cheek when his fingers close around my wandering hand, his grip surprisingly strong. He whispers in my ear.
Then prove worthy of it.
I look at him in mild confusion. Excuse me?
Bring me back the saboteur, and then you will have proven worthy of my attentions and be rewarded in consequence. Fail to do so, and...
His smile turns upside down, and he looks away, trailing off. He gets up and straightens his clothes, brushing away imaginary wrinkles.
Well then, do you have an action plan?
Oh. I've met a couple of suspicious types. We ask him, or should we show initiative?
I think we should go for the rebel. I mean, obviously it's him,
Obviously, it's him.
right?
We
He's
gotta-
gonna take the fall for this.
Yeah, well, there's a few suspicious types. Darren F19, notorious slacker.
You may go then, but before you do,
From the folds of his flowing robe, he pulls out a small but exquisite ornate gun. On the side reads an inscription: To Eternius PO2, with love.
take this with you. Things might get ugly, and this is all the backup you're likely to get.
I stash it in the back pocket and nod gravely.
Come back with results, or not at all.
I bow my head and take my leave. I step
I would
out.
say, and then we pull the gun on him.
Yes, I was the saboteur all this time. I step out of Eternius' PO2's office and think about my next move. How should I try identify my target?
I mean,
It's these two.
Yes, we're getting Darien F19. Like, he's gone down.
It's him or the science guy. For sure. Both, yeah. I walk to the nearest holoscreen and start searching for my main suspects in the system. There. Darren F19 is scheduled for Imperial maintenance in the kitchen once again. Of course, Darren F19 is the one who showed me how to circumvent the system, so this information is unreliable at best. I better look up Turgus FO7. I tap away for a couple of minutes and eventually find it. It seems that the ever-diligent Turgus FO7 has booked a room for a meeting, for half an hour only, in the lower decks of the station, not too far from the hangar bay, multipurpose room 64. Interesting. What are you doing in the bowels of the station, Turgus FO7? I will pay them a visit.
Yeah, petty officer of hell.
Yes. What was it again? Like something. The station has never felt exactly lively, but today, all those abandoned rooms, all these deserted hallways feel extra ominous. Oh, I think I found what I'm looking for. It's the most sorry-looking place I've seen in all my time aboard the station, looking like a derelict wreck more than the pride of the Megras system. A dark, oppressive corridor, what looks like a bunch of conspirators. The group is comprised of a couple of dozen of assorted chattering humanoids, about half of them brothers, with a few aliens in the mix.
Aliens?
My God!
Aliens?
My God!
How? What?
Have you ever met an alien? I am not surprised to see clones among their number, although I wonder about the reason they're here.
I mean, yes.
All of these, right?
Yeah, but let's hate on faulty clones. How dare they?
Whatever the reason, they're associated with the wrong crowd, like aliens. A few figures step on a pile of rubble and gesture for attention. The group quietens. Quietens?
Hmm.
Is that a word? Oh well. And figures start talking. Their voices, of course, are immediately recognizable. They're mine. I have a hunch I know who they also belong to. Come closer. I inch closer, my curiosity getting the better of me. I need to hear everything. After a couple of minutes, even from where I'm standing, I have a good idea of the identity of the leaders and this group of conspirators.
Yes. Who's this guy? The time has come.
That's Darren F19. I noticed that even on the verge of open rebellion, still casually looking only onto his dishcloth.
Filthy puke cloth.
Yeah.
For too long we've suffered, crushed under the heel of the cruel and unjust society.
What is this? What is this madness?
The Empire of Horatio pretends that we are all equal, that we all have a chance to make it to the top. We've seen what they do to people who do not look like them. We've seen what they do to people who do not think like them. We get the dangerous jobs. We get the ungrateful tasks. Work well, they say, and you'll work your way up. You too can become someone someday. And who knows? Maybe even a friend of his. They live in luxury while we toil, while we die, covered in dirt and grease, crushed between steel and...
His eyes search the crowd for an instant, while he grasps at words.
more steel. Our poisoning attempt has failed, but it was a long shot anyway. It wasn't our only plan.
Take out the gun and shoot him immediately.
One of them.
Just clip him full of it.
Tonight the stars have aligned. We've managed to secure an access to a weapons cache.
Weapons cache? Someone cuts through the appreciative noises.
Ooh.
How did you find weapons? Darian F-19 nods at Rink and Tora. The first waves to the audience, the second winks with several of her eyes at once.
Uh-oh. Through our comrades here, we can access the small arms locker 4 in section B8. There are enough weapons for all of us, and then some.
The crowd erupts in cheers.
Yeah, weapons! Some of you may have already heard the station is about to be hit by Volter pirate fleet. They're on our side. They will aid us in our purposes in exchange for some light pillaging of the labs. Finally, through some clever maneuvering and cashing in favors, our very own Turkish FO7 has managed to get us rid of the guards for a solid hour. While they're in Rec Room 19, we have largely enough time to pull this off. Tell them how you did it, Turkish FO7. Come on.
Oh my god, what a traitor. Fergus F07 clears his throat, waiting for the shouts to die, and speaks with the edge of a smile on his lips.
That's you.
Oh, was it?
Like a derpy voice.
Right. I have acquired a recording of the long-lost anniversary episode of season 274 of Forbidden Love.
Actually, let's make him like a Palpatine now that he's revealing his true self.
Alright, sure. This declaration is met with awed silence from the crowd. Yes, I have been purposefully losing my games of Horatio for the gods for a long time, and told them that make up for that I'd do something very big. I have told them this morning what it was, and I've just finished setting them up. Good. There is no way they'll respond to any summons until at least after the twist of the parlor scene.
What?
I don't know why we would be envious of this plot, or like, is it the parlor scene we're envious of?
These idiots, what did they fall for?
I can't believe
I feel like we're highly underinformed.
I can't believe these idiots fell for it, Malachi.
I mean, probably, yeah, right?
Yeah. Station security has always been lax, but this is a new low. A three-fingered hand rises from the crowd. Rink. Yes?
It's like some insect thing.
Yeah.
Can we watch it too? I've never watched that episode, and it's supposed to make 247 or 274 feel like season 2 again.
Oh, wow. Darren F19 cuts him off.
Not now, Rink.
Good. It would be difficult for you to get through to Rec Room 19 anyway. I have cut power to the doors from the outside. Oops. He fingers his holopad absent-mindedly. They're kinda stuck in there until we're gone.
Later, once we have secured the station, you'll have all the leisure time you want.
Yes.
Tonight, we take over the station over for the social order. Tonight, we fight.
The crowd cheers again, louder.
Everyone, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Follow Rink and Tora to the small arms locker, and let's get geared up. All right, everyone, with me!
This is followed by another round of cheers, and the conspirators file out of the room. Darian, F-19, I need to talk to you. Now. I flatten against the wall, hidden in the recesses of a steel beam, while the crowd passes me by. I inch closer to Darren F-19 and Turkus F-07, not close enough to be seen, but close enough to hear them clearly. I thought we had agreed that the plan was to commandeer a ship and escape with the Voltus fleet. What happened to that?
Think about it, Turkus F-07. It's an incredible chance to seize control of the station and replace the headmaster with one of us.
One of us.
Once that's done, we'll have a few hours left to prepare for the Emperor's arrival, and we
Oh.
might even be able to replace
No.
him. Think about it. We could change things from the inside within a few years.
He's gonna kill the Emperor, Malachi.
No,
Oh my
he
god.
doesn't look anything like the Emperor.
But you know I never signed up for this plan. It is just too risky. If we grab a ship and bail, I am sure we'll manage to escape, find a welcoming people, and a nice place to settle in. Maybe we could even start our own colony somewhere far from here.
It's always been the problem with you, Turgus F-07. You run from your problems. I solve mine.
Uh-huh.
Now you've played your part. So hang back and let me take charge. Let's go. The revolution doesn't wait.
I feel really this is your love interest in reality, Malika. The dashing revolutionary. It is time. I step out of the shadows with a sly grin.
We gotta go to the below, like bottom one, right?
Yeah, I'm afraid it's been a change of plans, brothers.
Ooh, that's so dramatic. Who dares?
It's him. You have committed crimes against the Emperor and his extended family. Surrender now, or...
What, Horatio? 69 F-21. What are you gonna do? Where's your army?
They're watching a show right now. They creep towards me, stalking like two predators in the shadow. I back up slowly.
Oh, it seems like an issue. See, there's two of us, one of you.
And
I dreamed about it, but not like this.
And we know exactly how strong you are.
Time to die.
I feel the steel panel behind me. My back is literally against the wall, but I can feel a small object with the sharp edges in my pocket. The gun! I pull it out and aim it at the conspirators just as they're about to pounce on me. They freeze! My turn to have fun. Your little plot ends now. It was cute and it sounded like it could have worked, but here we are. And it looks like you don't have an army either. But hey, I have a gun.
Ratio 69 F-21. I can't believe you're the headmaster's lackey now. You were so different.
Yes, but then I tasted power, and you see.
They gave me a small promotion. I'm petty officer now.
Exactly.
Maybe aren't you small fry?
That is petty officer Horatio 69 to you. And yet there he is, just another goon made from the same mold. Are they ready to die for someone who doesn't give a damn about you? Oh, but he does. He will report me when he knows what I've done.
You've not done anything yet, you idiot. Our comrades are getting armed as we speak. You can kill us, but you won't achieve anything. You can't stop a revolution.
See, that's where you're wrong. That holopad of yours, Turgus F-07, I gestured to it with my gun, then leveled the muzzle at him again. Once you're dead, I'll use that and cut the power in the area your pathetic little band of references in. Your revolution is, quite literally, going nowhere. They pale. Listen, Horatio 69 F21. There's something I haven't told you. This fully armed and operational. When I
It is so good.
when I decanted you, I knew your secret. I knew you were a faulty clone, and yet I let you live. Surely you must have realized the test was a sham, and there was no way you could fail. I spared your life once. Please, spare ours.
You see, he forgot one thing.
Yeah.
We are Horatio.
I just don't want bad blood in the family. Yeah, I fired 2 single shots in rapid succession. They fall wordlessly to the ground. I grab the holopad from the floor. I release the clueless guards and instruct them to deal with the conspirators. Warn them about the Voltus fleet so they can join Extras B-12's defense efforts. And with that, the conspiracy is over. I head to Eternus PO2's quarters for my report and my reward. This was way easier to crack than I thought was gonna be the case. I'm gonna be honest here.
Well, I mean, so I feel like it could have gone different. We might not have had the knowledge that he wouldn't be in the. Like, I feel like our double move here of actually
Help us
talking
out.
to him first and then
It's true because that we learned the trick to like
change the things.
yeah, exactly. So we knew they were probably in the subdecks instead. Yeah, that's true.
So it could have gone different. I don't know how much, but you know.
All throughout my account of the events, Eternus PO2 has been plying me with a bubbly beverage served in fine tall glasses. It is making me feel a little tipsy. We're sitting close to one another.
And they said there would be a trial. How adorable of them to think they would be tried in court. Although to think it might be fun. You've done well, Horatio 69F21. You deserve to be rewarded.
Never not funny. He puts a hand on my thigh. My blood instantly starts racing. Finally. Eternus PO2 laughs softly.
Look at you, Horatio 69F21. Are you not an ego one? Very well. You may kiss me now.
Please give us a splash screen. Please. I wiggle my eyebrows at him. On the lips.
Oh, I don't know. Be creative. Surprise me.
Wow.
Eyeball.
Yeah. The most romantic one.
Tongue to the eyeball.
That would be surprising, wouldn't it? I put my hands on his chest, and I'm once again surprised by the muscly tone I can feel through the soft fabric of his robes. I let my fingers roam free on his body, exploring, squeezing, teasing. The lights dim around us, and for a moment, at last, an eternity, nothing else in the universe matters anymore. He is mine, and I am his. Oh. Well, sorry. I guess that wasn't very good. He gets up and straightens his clothes with a hand, composing himself.
Your actual reward now.
I cock an eyebrow at him, expectantly.
Events have recently created the need for a renewal in the top ranks of this station's administration. I'm delighted to promote you to the position of Chamberlain that was, until not long ago, held by Turkus 07. With someone as capable as you at my side, there'll be no stopping us, and who know where we will end up.
It is an honor, sir. I get down on my knee in front of him. It is my most ardent desire to work alongside you and earn your favor.
Now rise. third-rate Chamberlain of Horatio 69 F21. We have much to do before the Emperor arrives. I am sure you will find him to be very relatable and personable. And so handsome.
Oh, I believe you. Oh, all right. Well, that was it.
We've stopped the bad guys.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh. Max von Knorring, good work as director of marketing and communications. So, you want to reload and see what happens if we go with the sergeant?
Sure. Yeah, we can try that.
Yeah, just see. I was gonna hope that we were actually gonna meet the Emperor, but that might be too much splendor for this game to handle. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you have since we have branching endings here, you might have too many. Like, if they branch again, it would be
Too much.
like 16 endings or something.
I suppose so. Oh yeah, we should.
Yeah, we became a scheming sort of manservant of.
Exactly, the gentleman's personal gentleman, as you say.
I saved your life. Maybe now save ours. And we're like, your mistake. I blame.
I like, yes, but you forgot one thing. We are Horatio. Just shoot them.
Absolute scumbag.
Let's try this again. Let's go with
Alright.
extras B12.
Mhm.
I choose Master Sergeant extras B12. B12 seems surprised, but he breaks into a smile.
Right on.
One after the other, the rest of the dancers select a partner. Oh, this is a dance thing. Hang on.
Yeah, you loaded too far back.
Oh, sorry. Load. I will come with you and help shore up the station's defenses, Master Sergeant. Oh god, he looks very displeased. Extras B12 gives me another of his childish grins. I turn his PO2, stay silent, but the corner of his mouth reveals his feelings on the matter.
Right. That's great. Come on, then. There's not much of a minute to spare.
We dash out of the room. Once outside and safely out of earshot, Extras B12 puts a hand on my shoulder.
Hey, are you all right? Horatio 69 F21.
Well, I'm named Horatio 69, so I don't know. I am better now, thanks. I don't like the way he looks at me.
Oh, we're gonna kill him and take over.
He sighs deeply.
It is difficult to say no to him. Around here, brothers usually do everything they can to win his favor. He's in charge, after all.
Still, I'm happy you showed up. The next few minutes are spent in silence. Pass from one hallway to the next, traversing the station at a brisk pace. The place is conspicuously empty. Where is everyone?
Either getting ready or in the corner cowering in fear. Mostly cowering in fear.
We have a security team or something? A marine detail?
We do have guards, and they're the guys who are crying the hardest. They've used guns before, and they know what kind of holes they make in a pretty face.
Oh no.
More seriously, I'm unable to reach them entirely. We don't have the time to figure out what happened to them just now. You know, maybe we should have gone to the guns class.
Mm-hmm. Who's actually going to defend the station? He gives me a pointed look. Just you and me? Come on!
There's actually a team of Category X Marines, exception to marksmen, especially considering they're not Horatio, however, they're nowhere to be found either. I'm guessing their desertion means they're okay with playing simulations for us, but not too eager to actually get hurt for the Empire. A shame. We'll have to deal with them later.
So what can we do? What can we actually do?
First off, we're going to gear up. We plotted the enemy fleet to arrive within the next few hours, but it's possible they've picked up speed since. We need to be ready for a fight.
We round the excuse me. We round the corner and step through the door marked Small Arms Locker 4. Uh-oh. It'll be like the looting session has begun. The room is covered in weapon shelves, rifle racks, and assorted ordnance shelves, but there are no guns left. Somebody already helped themselves, it seems.
It's good to see that at least some of the brothers in the station are getting able to fight with us.
Yes, very.
Definitely not because we have an elite regiment of specialist Marines who happen to all be aliens.
Yes,
It seems like a terrible way to have your military.
Fight with us or fight us? I have a bad feeling about this. A sensation that things may just be a little more complicated under the surface. I snap out of it. Now's not the time.
Still no weapons. We'll have to improvise.
Yes. He pulls a heavy-looking armored case and lifts it without even breaking a sweat. He puts it on a small trolley and pulls it behind him. Okay, what now?
We're going to the one place where I know for sure there'll be weapons, and we're heading out. We need to fix the point defense turret close to the hangar bay.
He leaves the room and I follow. There are no other turrets?
Not anymore. A few years back, it was decided they were sticking out too much, made the station look too ugly. Mostly it was in the autoloaders that took up space in the hallways of the decks, immediately below the turrets. They were decommissioned and taken apart.
How did this one survive then?
I argued we needed it for practice.
Clever. So what needs fixing?
Well, the only way Eternus PO2 accepted my request was if the autoloaders were removed as well, so we need to load the magazine manually.
Oh, great. I look at him. I look at the case he's pulling behind him. These? By hand?
Yes, and from the outside. Come on, the airlock gets this way.
Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure you don't stuff like space cannons like an
It's worse and
actual
worse.
like an actual Renaissance cannon.
Well, they got rid of the loaders, man.
What the fuck?
It's ugly.
I mean,
The symmetry of the hallways.
oh gosh. If we survive the coming storm, a lot of things is going to change around here. HSB-12 leads the way to airlock A38. Stashed neatly in his locker, an array of ways to hurt people is waiting for.
I'm ashamed to admit it, but sometimes it was just more convenient to keep my gear here, rather than having it lock it around the station. It did come in handy in the end, didn't it?
I will not report this breach of protocol, Master Sergeant. I grab a rifle and a couple of hand grenades. That seems very dangerous for someone with no weapon training.
Yeah, with no weapons training.
Hand grenades. Oh god. Extras B12 takes a sleek-looking handgun for himself.
Aha.
I offer to swap guns.
Keep it. You're the better shot anyway. The suit up.
What?
I have 60 years of weapons training, but I saw you in the simulation. You know what you're doing.
That's some bullshit right there. Oh, start putting on our vac suits. My eyes wander around the airlock and eventually land on Extras B12's naked, muscular back. There's a long, deep scar on his back, starting on his right shoulder blade and slicing diagonally across his rib cage. It's moving slowly, pushed around by his muscles. There is a hypnotic quality to this ballet, and for a moment I get lost in the sinuous movements of the mark. I snap out of it when I hear his voice. Oh my, look how handsome he is in his vac suit.
Horatio, 69 F21. Are you with me?
Oh yeah, most certainly.
Extras to Horatio.
Till death do us part. That catches him off guard. Is he blushing? Oh. He looks away for a brief moment, composing
I do
himself.
like that.
He clears his throat.
Very well. Let us go.
We put on our helmets and head out, pulling the armored case along. Oh, outside space scene, huh? Up close, the situation is not that bad. Yes, the turret looks ancient, but when Extras B12 presses the control on the side hatch, it hisses open straight away. Space helmets are pretty great.
Right. Now to lower the turret drum. Horatio 69F21, can you open the case and hand me the rockets one at a time?
Sure. I flick the latches and lift the lid. Do as I'm told. Do you think a lonely turret can do anything to hold against the raiding fleet?
On its own, not really. They fire using a proximity sensor to detect threats. They're not really aiming at anything in particular. Back when there were a couple dozens, the space outside the station would be saturated with enough explosive ammo to shoot anything off the sky. Now, well, maybe a lucky hit.
Is it possible to manually control the turret?
That would be insane. It could never work.
Only a master gunner would... Oh. He considers this for a second.
Why, I think. Yes. Yes.
Are we gonna have like a heroic shootout now, and then we're gonna have like a hot love scene inside the turret?
Deactivate the targeting controls.
Yes. Use the force.
I'm inside the station where the outer loader system used to be. You want to give it a try, don't you? Madman.
We have a better chance at disabling an enemy ship if we actually aim at it, rather than hope a single rocket at a time is enough to saturate fire, don't we?
Right. Yes. Yes. The station sensors haven't located the fleet just yet, so they're at least an hour out still. There's more than enough time to switch controls to manual. Let's head back in.
We hurry inside. I remove my helmet and drop it at my feet. I am peeling off the top half of my vac suit when I notice Extras B12 looking intently at me from 2 feet away. I turn around to face him.
Listen, Horatio 69F21. We're facing a very significant challenge, you and me. We're this station's first and possibly last line of defense. And
He fumbles for words.
what I'm saying is, there's a good chance we, or one of us, might not make it.
Don't say that. He extends an arm in my direction. I can't help but look at the strong, calloused fingers as they approach. A creepy image, I guess. Just approaches you. They land on my shoulder, which he squeezes gently.
This might be a real Kobayashi Sofon with no happy ending.
I will fulfill the mission parameters, Extras B12. I've done it before. Regardless of what happens. I look him in the eye. We are closer than we've ever been. It is now or never. There is something I really want to do. I lean forward, looking at his half-open mouth. I close my eyes and press my lips against his. He tenses for a second, then relaxes. His lips push back against mine. I feel my heart pounding, thumping inside my chest and threatening to burst out. I know by now that I'm definitely flushed red in the cheeks. But now, right now, I don't care. I want him to see me flustered. I want him to see me. I want him. Period. Oh no, damn it. The blaring of the alarm brings us back to the here and now. I reluctantly tear myself from Extras B12's embrace, my body aching for the warmth of his powerful arms.
Station proximity sensors.
Oh, Extras B12, you're such a pragmatic.
We are within 1,000,000 kilometers now. We better get to the turret control system fast.
Timing's not ideal. I should be back into my uniform, cursing pirates and responsibilities. I jog out of the room. There is a station to save. The control panel is not particularly hard to locate or even difficult to open, and I once again think that security systems in this place is a hell of a mess. Extras B12 fiddles with something inside the panel, then turns to me.
All right, Horatio 69F21. Here's how it works. This stick is point and shoot. This button is radar feedback. With the indicator immediately above it flashing green when the radar hits something. Here on the right is the radar screen showing the station's surroundings.
Where's the camera screen?
There is no such thing. If the turret detects something in front of it, with the radar, it fires its rocket. When there's a volley of a couple hundred missiles flying, there's enough to do the job.
With defenses like these, I wonder... it's a wonder you guys didn't get attacked earlier.
What?
A sudden beep on the radar demands our attention. 1, 2, 3 dots emerge on the screen.
That's it. They're in firing range.
I grab the stick and get busy. Oh my. A few minutes or an hour later, the turret is silent. We're all out of rockets. With my instruments, I can only guess at the state of the enemy fleet. One of the dots has disappeared altogether. Another has veered significantly off course. The last one, though, is bearing down on the station with as much intent and malice as can be packed into a blinking green dot. Extras B12 puts a hand on my shoulder.
You're amazing, Horatio 25th, 69 21. You're one of a kind.
I don't have time to ponder this. As a flurry of beeps erupt from one of the remaining ships, we hunch over the screen. What's that? Escape pods?
Boarding pods. They're aiming right at us. Brace for impact.
Oh! I hold onto the controls as best I can.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. It sounded like it landed close. Let's go. We take off in direction of the crash. Alright. When we find the first boarding pod crash site, it already looks like we're too late. The alien vehicle looks like a gaping maw, the head of a gigantic worm fixated in a death rictus. But it's empty. We peer inside cautiously. Seats not unlike our own, with security straps, minimal life support, and a big bulky container with a universally recognizable symbol on the side. Dust. What's this then? Oh god, that's a big gun he has.
A dust container like this is a nasty piece of work like that. Who knows? It's dangerous is what it is. Don't shoot at it.
The door opens at the end of the hallway and voice erupts, immediately followed by enemy fire. Oh my god! Aliens!
It's vultures. They're like Vikings.
Yeah.
They're in here. Take cover!
We jump inside the boarding pod and hide behind the broad rim of the intersection.
Set rep for ratio 69 F21.
I take a peek over my shoulder. More shots force me back behind cover. It's hard to tell. There's a bunch in the hallway already, and I could see more coming in. Probably the other boarding pods.
Oh, and they spread out.
I cautiously raise my eye to be level with the rest of my head. Then I take another glance outside. This sally of my beautiful head is met by a forceful fire from the opposition. They're all coming from the hallway on the right side. There's a cluster immediately in front of us, stationwards.
As long as they don't surround us, we can fight our way out of here.
I know a good way to create some space. I take one of the grenades I stashed in my pockets and hand it over. Know how to use these?
Oh, nice. Cool.
Tubular. Extras B12 throws in a beautiful arc. The grenade lands right at the feet of a cluster of enemies. Oh god.
Grenade.
That is exactly the voice I imagined that dude. Well, these aliens are hideous. Look at them. In a confined space, the explosion is deafening. We're both a little shaken, but it seems to have worked. The closest pirate had pulled back around the corner.
We can fight our way out with grenades, Horatio 69 F21. How many have you got?
I grab the rest of the explosives in my pocket and look at them. So, we've got one more high explosive grenade, and this one, some sort of flare?
The beacon flare for training exercises. That makes it one useful grenade.
It's not much.
It's not much indeed. Scowl.
We look at one another. So how do we play this?
If we use this grenade to push them back, we could dash to the other end of the hallway we came from. Escape from there, try to regroup with whoever's isn't fighting shape.
Do you hear any commotion? Don't think there's much fighting going on.
In that case, we hold up somewhere we can defend and wait for the reinforcements from the Imperial fleet. The question is, what part of the station is easily defendable by an outnumbered group?
I mean, his office, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
The lab is enemy territory. We know that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll make a safety save here. Such a pivotal choice.
I didn't think of it, but yeah, maybe we can make it work. Get ready.
He throws the grenade with consummate grace. The Volter pirates dive behind cover as our best chance to make it out alive clears the way. We're about to leap out of the pod when the door we're aiming for opens. Horatio soldiers are brandishing their weapons we thought lost. I notice it's not only brothers, they're accompanied by our elite alien marksmen.
Wow.
Definitely screwed. I duck back inside. They're not shooting at the raiders. Something's afoot. Darien F-19 smirks at me.
We gave you a chance, Horatio 69 F-21. We really did. You had potential, you were different. But no matter how many overtures we made, this is what you chose.
Did you make many overtures? I don't remember.
I asked you not to follow me.
Exactly. You sort of may ask
Very obvious
not to
overture.
follow you, so...
Just to stay away from you, freak.
Well, alright. Yes, you know, things have changed around here. Things are going to change even more, Anakin.
With the help of these gentlefolk, we will take over the station. And... Hold on a minute.
I like that's just a pink gun and a pink mohawk. It's very...
yeah, that's Walters for you.
Yeah, that's very Walters. A female raider stands up and takes a step towards the rebellious clones. Are we gonna learn here that we can only ever trust Horatio? Like all of these aliens are duplicious.
We're not staying here. Our fleet has taken one hell of a beating, and we intercept the communications between this station and a relief squadron heading straight for us.
But the deal...
The deal was we'd help you muscle your way out and grant you a safe passage out of here in exchange for you helping us carry out our raid. We're here for cloning technology. What about the station? What about the rebellion? Your little space station right in the middle of Horatio Empire? Do you guys think you stand a chance once word gets out?
She barks a brief, bitter laugh. Oh! Darren F-19 looks away from her in shame, and his gaze lands straight on us.
Very well. In that case, there's just one last thing to take care of before we move on.
Uh-oh. I duck back behind the rim of the pod and lay down some covering fire.
The technical situation is grim.
Never tell me the odds, Extras B12.
What do you mean? Yeah.
Yeah. What were the odds we'd find each other? He smiles at me in a sad yet comforting way.
I'm not about to let you go.
Yes, this is true love. I look around at the inside of the pod to try and find our next move. We're trapped inside a crash boarding pod, like a wobbly cork plugging a hole in the side of the ship, more or less. There's the life support system with its oxygen tanks. There's the dust container with all manner of warning stickers on the side. And there's the flare. I know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Keep them at bay. I've got an idea. I rip the hose from the oxygen tank and hide behind one of the seats to unscrew the release valve on the dust container. Both release their contents into the cabin with a sharp hiss. I take the flare out of my pocket.
Are you sure about this, Horatio 69 F-21?
Look at it this way. If we fail, we'll never know. I pull the cap off the flare and tug it on the ignition pin. Yes. Take my hand, extra speed 12.
Bit of flamethrower.
Ah, a dust thrower. I wake up with a start. Oh, I am in the lab. Extra speed 12 sidles up to me before I can ask myself any other question. He has a small bandage on his beautiful, rugged forehead, but seems otherwise unharmed.
You're finally awake. Good.
What happened?
You mean after we blasted our way into outer space? As you probably planned for, everyone in the corridor was vented into space by the decompression.
All right, sure.
That took care of a lot of our problems. I'm not sure the exact time of the events after that, but the Imperial fleet arrived shortly after. The Bolter's fleet was gone by then, although I'm not sure what happened to the specific people. Their corpses are probably still zooming around the system.
How did we survive?
From what I've been told, they found us unconscious and covered in dust, but otherwise mostly unharmed. It seems to have saved us from both the explosion and the subsequent exposure.
Oh, dust. What happens now?
Well, it seems we've absorbed quite a lot of dust before they fished us out of the boarding party, you and I.
Uh-huh.
They want to study the effects this has on us, and you're definitely going to the academy.
Oh.
From me, I've heard a promotion is in order, and there's someone very special who's come to see you.
Sound of footsteps make him look to the side. He turns back to me.
He's here.
He bows deeply. Uh-oh. I look up from him to see our brother, our god, Horatio Prime himself! He's even more handsome than I thought. No.
Oh my god. Then we had a heart.
Yes, and then he died.
Right, so we became like a hero.
Yep.
Because heroes are usually associated with dust, right?
That's right. Yep.
Magical power element of the ancients.
Yep. Exactly. The one substance that can do pretty much anything the setting needs it to do. It's like the force in that regard, I suppose.
Energy, magic, money, just
It has it all, man. Oh man. Well, compare and
oh,
contrast.
that was a lot more desperate.
yeah, and the sneaky advisor Chamberlain ending was pretty much just sneak up and then shoot two conspirators.
Blam blam. Now we should call the guards.
That was it. Yeah, this was much more drama for sure.
Yeah, that makes me feel like maybe the rebels are not going to be so difficult. Like, join them, right? Seems like they're going to figure out. But I guess you have to like convince the alien mercenaries and stuff.
I guess. I mean, we have only been going for barely an hour. We could plunge into it quick like and see if. Let's see.
Yeah, we could.
When was the first save for that? I wonder. Oh no, not this. Although that's pretty good. I think it was the picnic, right? Wait, no, this is the dance. Oh, damn it.
Yeah, we don't have one. You can probably start a new game and then do a skip scene.
Yeah, I suppose.
Right.
Let's try that quickly, shall we? Main menu. Start. Yep. Go towards the light. We might as well just provoke a fight, I guess.
Sure.
Show our rebelness.
Rebel boy.
No time to investigate. I put the holopad down on the platform, hop off, throw myself at my neighbor, screaming, "What did you say to me?" Taken aback by the sudden outburst, and I land a beautiful first slap that almost throw him off the platform.
The punch is like a slap across the face.
I try to shove him onto the ground. He grabs me by the head, which is surprisingly effective, and we both fall to the floor with a crash. Start swiping at each other with our eyes closed, grimacing and trying to protect our face from the blows. The other clones are coming around as chanting, "Fight, fight, fight!" Others are saying things like, "Punch his ugly face! Yo, who's got the best genes?" We're not hurting each other much, but it gets tiring quickly. Thankfully, the lab technicians arrive and separate us. Both panting and sweaty, which is unpleasant to me, but seems to be absolutely awful to the other guy. I win this round.
That's enough, you two. You're going to mess up your pretty faces. Who will even look at you after that, huh? What have you been fighting for?
Do or die. My opponent looks defiantly around and spits out.
He was looking at one of his betters. I told her to back off.
He called me a substrate. I clearly have the better genes. The lab technician in charge looks at Togus, FO7, and snickers.
Sort these idiots out. I'm going to let indoctrination know we've got a feisty bunch.
He leaves the room. Togus FO7 sighs and pinches the bridge of his nose. Okay. Everyone, line up against the wall. We'll do a quick assessment. You'll be on your way. You two idiots sit in the idiot corner over there until we're done. You're clearly functioning, and you seem to have exact amount of jealousy that you need. You should probably be tested for stupidity down the line. I'm sure you'll make a great first impression in indoctrination. My opponent seems annoyed. I'm doing my best to mimic his expression, but I'm secretly relieved. Pass the test. Sit in silence, my blood pumping in my ears, waiting. I can figure out something better. Well, do we go for the same name or do we want a new name?
We could call ourselves, I mean, it's not as good, but Whore Rebel 420.
We could.
With an H.
Rebel 20. Or Rebel.
Yeah.
Or Rebel 420. Yep.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, man. Whatever. Yep. Blah 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 blah.
What a jackass.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Understand correctly.
Poser.
Have 3 weeks not to only pass for a normal Horatio, but to become an outstanding specimen. Yep.
Shitty apartment.
Mr.
Yeah.
Colonel?
I am Master Turnus Pure 2 to you, first level initiate. I would strongly advise you get on board with the program if you want to have a chance to graduate.
Fancy way of saying, or I'll have you killed. Oh well.
Have a seat in the view to make sure you're on time. Initiate Whore Rebel 420F21.
I scurried to my seat in the back. With the judgment, my ears and cheeks have turned a nice shade of pink. I did not have fun.
No, it was not definitely enough fun. Truly, there would be so much more to say. There's a lot more course material.
I said my own.
I said my own.
Yeah, I'm goddamn.
Too cool for anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. With my spork. Yeah. Give him a mean look.
Yeah, of course.
I shake his hand. Yeah. Okay. Yep, we're done here. I tried to follow. He did just call me friend, however, so pretty sure I should at least tentatively try to see where he hangs out. I mean, that's, you know, someone calls you friend and you immediately starts following them, right?
I mean, I would. I mean, at the train station, in the bus, even if it's not my stop, you know, just...
you know, just tentatively want to see where you hang out. I'm like,
You have a nice look. I just want to make sure I can find it again.
I dashed down the hallway the direction he went. When I get there, however, he's nowhere to be seen. The hallway is straight as a laser shot and well lit. Look around, and the only place he could have gone is, what, through the air vent? Put my head to the vent cover and think I can hear a faint sound from inside. I'm not sure, I'm just imagining the noise. Turn around, dejected, and start walking at random. Picnic sounds fun.
Well, let's see here. Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
That would goes with the science guy. Greenhouse,
Yeah.
don't know.
It's there too. The picnic is in the greenhouse.
Oh,
Basically, you see, there's 2 options for each choice here,
Right,
depending on
right.
how we can show what we're made of. We can blow things up for fun.
Sure.
Well, let's go for the fun.
Hmm? That sounds really good to be true, but experiences aboard this station can't possibly be all harrowing, can they? I jog after Turgis FO7. He turns his head towards me but doesn't stop. If there isn't our newly decanted idiot brother, can I help you? I overheard you were having a picnic at the greenhouse. I was hoping I might join you. He stops and considers this for a second. He peers at me intently. What did you say your name was? Or Rebel 420F21. First level initiate Murgress, Horde Rebel 420 F21. F21, huh? I'm third rate Chamberlain Murgress Turgis F07. But among here, honorifics won't be necessary. Yeah, you may tag along. Some games are better with 3 players. You're familiar with Horatio Borgarbel, aren't you? What? No. I might need a rules refresher, especially if you're playing with the local variants, or if the rules have changed recently. Yes, we are playing with the local variant. It looks like I'll just have to fake my way through this game, just like I do with everything else. Greenhouse picnic, I'm coming! Let's go then, we're already late. He resumes his walk, I follow. Walk for a good while, there's many signs that read greenhouse. I glance him sideways and doesn't seem to worry. Eventually, we get to a quiet area. A sign out of order is placed in front of a door that reads Greenhouse Access 9. Fergus FO7 steps around it and grabs the handle. With a hiss, the door opens. A wave of hot, humid air hits me, accompanied by strange and fragrant smells. I hear a bird call from inside. Sir, after you. I step inside the greenhouse and into another world. Ooh. Oh, purple-pink house. Turgis FO7 steps in and closes the door behind him. On this side, it is barely distinguishable from the thick foliage around us. I look around me in astonishment. Plants, bushes, trees, and vines are everywhere, draping over one another towards a canopy I can barely make out. The place is deeply silent and yet oddly familiar. It feels like being in a clone birth. Your open mouth is open. Be careful you don't accidentally swallow a mosquito. Don't worry, there are no mosquitoes here. They try as we might have, though it was impossible to prevent most insects from cropping up here and there. The larvae were in the saplings and in the pots, you see. Anyway, we also have an assortment of wildlife, ranging from small amphibians to birds, with more exotic species coming from all over the Empire. Those who survive, anyway. This way, do watch your step. Starts walking through the underbrush. I step after him gingerly, carefully not to trample anything or step in anything weird. Do you have any predators in here? We have a T-Rex. Sparkles. Nothing that would hurt you too much. We are the biggest threat around here. We walk for what feels a while through the forest. Every once in a while, I catch a glance of familiar sight. Board pillar here or a window pane there. Otherwise, I'm pretty lost. I think we have, in all likelihood, covered a couple 100 meters. But I'm pretty sure I could never find the exit we came in through ever again. This last thought kind of freaks me out, and I hurry to catch up with Turgis FO7 when he rounds the big tree and suddenly stops. There we're here. We have arrived at a small clearing, nested against a stone ridge. This can't be a real rock. And then I realized that off the ridge drops a waterfall. This place is breathtaking. I started smiling without even being able to stop myself. Whoa! Yes, quite fun this place too. Come on, let me introduce you. I snap out of my reverie. Introductions? Turgis FO7 walks into the clearing, stepping on a patch of grass. Another Horatio. is lounging here, laying back next to the water. I recognize him immediately. Horrible
Or-
for Temple F21. Allow me to introduce you to Darian F19. I know him. Oh! He sits up and waves at me.
Fancy of you to join us.
Man, he's so dashing and handsome and rebel.
Hmm. He doesn't even care about no authority.
That's right. That's right. Fuck the system, he says. Man, so cool. He probably has like a leather jacket or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Turgis F07 sits down cross-legged and I follow suit. Although it takes me a couple of tries to get it right. Darren F19 opens his satchel and starts pulling out various food items from it. Fruit. I eye the thing suspiciously. It is purple with a curly hard stem and no visible imperfections. Wait for them to start.
Yeah.
Just a bit cautious. I've been burned before, and by the exact same person. Darien F19 winks at me and takes a bite. Alright then. Juices pour out after my first crunchy bite. It is so incredibly tasty that I feel tears well up in my eyes. Sweet note, followed immediately by a sour taste that makes the back of my palate tingle. My favorite food in the world. I try to speak with a full mouth. This is so good. Where do you get this fruit?
Oh, there are trees right here in the station. Another part of the greenhouse. It's off limits.
He smirks.
They grow in the same goop as you.
Oh. This dampens my satisfaction a little bit, and I eat the rest of my fruit in silence. Fergus F07 and Darren F19 seems slightly amused by my reaction.
To answer your question, though, I didn't pick them myself. I liberated these from the station's pantry. They're reserved for officers and brothers of the station comparable or superior to that of Turkish F07 here.
Liberated, huh?
Let's say that they're unlikely to miss any of it, right, Turkish F07?
Their stomach tends to be delicate, since they're used to the imperial nourishment feed. I mean, the slop we get. Indeed. Most of them are so used to eating it that their organs aren't really up for anything different. But on a station where your food regimen is assigned to you, what you eat shows how important you are. And so you put on a brave show. In a way, we're sparing them this trial.
Here's what I spared them from today. Catch.
Darren F19 hands out a variety of cookies. And what I think is soft cheese with a mild taste. Ooh. Top it off with a fizzy drink and then sit in a companionable silence, idly watching the water stream by. Birds sing in the trees around us. We're a million kilometers away from the rest of the station.
Play a game.
We turn towards Darren F19.
Come on, Horatio raid, anyone?
I'm always up for a game. What about you?
What about you, Whore Rebel? 420 F21.
There's a lot of 20s in there. Makes it difficult. I have no idea what this game is about. I'm sure I'm up for another bout of faking my way through the day. It was been nice to hanging out. What should I answer?
Hmm.
Hmm.
So I think the science probably would like to swim, but he wants to play the game.
It's true. Sure, let's play. Need a rules refresher though.
Great.
I really hope I'll say enough to let me play by ear. Gather on Darren F19, who pulls out the deck of cards from inside his pocket. Interesting item to have on one several times for sure. He shuffles the deck with a deft hand and starts dealing the cards face down. The cards back feature elaborate scroll work and on the Imperial logo. I wonder if these are liberated from.
So you know how Horatio raid is about taking as many tricks as possible, counting a point for each figure? Well, the variant we are playing is based off of a game that is, believe it or not, even more ancient.
Oh no.
In this variant, the player with the Emperor of Spades becomes Horatio Prime, and he wants to make sure he has the highest number of tricks possible. The other players have to try to make it so that everyone has the exact same number of tricks. It's symbolic. It's very difficult, especially because Horatio Prime is used to getting the best and leaving the crumbs for the rest of us. We believe that.
There in F-19, you're digressing.
Right. It's very difficult for the other players, is what I mean.
How symbolic.
Mhm.
Okay, I got it. Look at my cards. All the figures represent Horatio in some costume or other. The very first card in my hand is the Emperor of Spades. Ha!
Mm.
Oh, brother. Yes, at least my goal is clear. Prime, speak up. That's me.
All right.
37 cast Darien F-19 a glance. Let's go. I'm not sure if I'm very bad or they're very good, but they make short work of me, ending with an impressive 17 tricks each. You guys are really good.
Yeah. We've been preparing for this for a long time.
What's that mean? Thyself looks at his holopad. I've got some things I need to do before lights out. Darren F-19 nods along.
Same. Let's go, or Breville 420 if stupid name. Otherwise you'll be wandering this place for a while.
Pretty good.
Well, back to the rat race.
Alas. What does it even mean anyway? 37 considers my question for a moment. Then he leads us out of the clearing and back into the forest, the way we came. You know what? I don't think I've actually ever seen a rat.
Come to the hangar base someday. I'll show the Calgiar's prairie rats that hang around the condensators there. You'll love them.
Don't think so, dear. Which the door, which triggers FO7, opens and closes behind us. I start. Well, that was fun. I turn around. They're walking down different path and away from me without so much as a goodbye. Thank you, guys.
Whatever.
Or whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. I shrug. I'm weirded out, but nonetheless thankful for the opportunity to make my way home, exhausted. I've been happy to see my bed. Die first, yeah. Yeah. I do my own thing,
Do my
man.
own thing.
Yeah. It's deeply,
Mhm.
deeply stressful. What was here? Oh, the reverse. Yeah. Nothing scares me more than this. I don't care either way. Whatever.
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 Stupid.
Most importantly, remember. Do not mess this
Do
up.
not mess this up. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Like, fucking.
Yeah, it was just like.
Cancel or
I'm
ever
very
for
mad because you can
Mm.
thank Horatio, but
Silent. Hair. Silent. Whatever, man. Change of
the
every
defining trait of every me have in common is the value else. All this is ambition. You have to get places, gain power. Do we still get the promotion? Yeah, we can try.
I'm tired of his song and dance. Whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Which mission is then? Tired of his song and dance.
Or for the best. If you cannot follow the music, march and beat to the beat of your own drum. See how that goes for you.
We walk from the nice part of the station. The next part of the station that is less nice. To the part of that's supposedly the worst, but actually looks fairly similar. As it is with locations, so it is with Horatios, I guess. They all look the same on the outside, yet the reason of social stratification, they are placed in a hierarchy based on incomprehensible reasoning. Hey, Turks FO7. Sir, yes? Why, for reasons of social stratification, do we place things in a hierarchy based on incomprehensible reasoning? Sir, I'd say the reasonings are clearer than your word choice. Don't put me down. I'm extending Horatio elegance to my vocabulary. By the way, what exactly is a Chamberlain? And is that promotion from junior lab technician? Sir, let's put it this way. The only thing lower than a junior lab technician is the floor designed to support their weight. Here's a new room. Don't be surprised. Why? Sir, it's just like the last one, but placed lower in the hierarchy based on incomprehensible reasoning. I laugh. I like the guy. Sir, settle in. Then come find me if you get bored. I'll be doing Chamberlain-y things around the concourse. So, this is the bad part of town. I wonder how bad it is. Maybe there are rats. The food is awful. Wait, maybe the rats are the food. Though, to be honest, that's more or less how it tasted in the better parts of town anyway. There is still the ever-present hum of air and water pipes, but coarser and louder, less refined. Maybe the bad part of town is where aging public services go to die in peace. But it could be worse. I could be Extras B12, nodding my head eagerly at propaganda and deeply honestly believing everything Attorney's PO2 says. Wow, what a scandalous...
Imagine that, that'd be terrible. Such a poser. We just had accepted their offer of a promotion immediately in.
That's right. Anyway, whatever being a good Horatio is about, I'm failing at it. I thought it'd be easy enough to exploit the fact that everyone acts the same and expects others to follow suit, but for some reason I'm sticking out like a sore thumb. Find my new room, which is basically makes me miss my old one. No more charm, but even louder. I move in and make myself at home, which takes less time than it does to read about it. I decide not to risk death by boredom. I check my holopad. The option seems to be a virtual tour that shows where Horatio himself trod the last time he visited. Wow, what a tour. Either do that or go look up some of my pals. The path of perfection. That's great, you know? Getting so many good inspirations here for my future insane emperor character, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I go on a state visit, that where I trod is going to be a tour, and it's going to be called the Path of Perfection. Oh, that's funny. Well, let's go.
It's a great zoomed-in view whenever you have like a spaceship or something. These Horatios going around backstabbing each other and scheming while hooking up at the same time because they all have this intense love for themselves.
Yeah.
It's just a very amusing, like, zoom in on what happens everywhere in a Horatio Empire.
Yeah. Oh, let's go and check on Darren F19. I think he's our love interest, right? He's
probably talking to aliens or something.
Oh man, that'd be cool. Apparently, I'm a friend of Darren F19 because my holopad not only shows me where he is, but how to get there. I never would have made it without the map. Starts here, where I sneak through the maintenance hatch at a specific time to move to the next point. And I only take a few steps here before I have to turn around and go to the storage room, which leads to another place. And here I am. The toilet looks familiar, but in the way that everyone and everything looks like everything else. However, it is such an sorry state that I'm absolutely sure I never set foot here. Except here, for the first time, there are beings in the room that are definitely not clones.
Silence, please. Hear what he says. Thank you, Rick. We're here today together, assembled by common cause. We live under a regime dedicated to uniformity and repression. We cannot choose what we do or where we do it. We've talked about this long enough. We've endured long enough.
The room rumbles in agreement. Start looking for cameras.
No, not for long enough. For too long. But the days of this regime are numbered. We must take our first steps towards change, towards freedom, towards a community of sentients who seek their own path and make their own choices. The only question is, when change comes, will you be ready? Will you take up the struggle in whatever form it comes? Will you fight for a better future?
The room is filled with clapping hands and flapping limbs. Lots of agreement, lots of murmuring. Darren F19 basks in the glow of his fire oration. And everyone else looks like they just want things to move. Baron F-19 waves me over to speak privately.
So, whole Rebel 420 F21, are you in?
What? In trouble? Probably.
Stop that. In sync. In the movement. Are you with us? We could use you.
Before I can answer, he continues.
Just meet me in 10 at the hangar. Target 7 I've been asked to do a routine patrol.
He looks absolutely delighted.
And that's going to be our ticket to our revolution. You have to join us, look around, and think about what other options you have.
In fact, that is more convincing than anything he has said during his speech. Okay, I'm in on it. We'll start there and see how it goes.
I'll see you in the hangar then.
Also how I joined my revolution. You know, I just looked around and was like, eh.
My friend's doing it, so I guess I'll do it.
What other options do I have? I
Yeah.
hesitantly set about finding the aforementioned hangar. Figured that a place where you park battle cruisers should be enormous and easy to find, but it didn't take refined Horatio sensibilities into account. Ships require fuel and cleaning and maintenance, and they're noisy and smell bad. Ergo, you put them down on the underside of the station where nobody has to put up with their more upsetting characteristics. I finally find it, though, and it is awesome. Oh gosh. Oh. It's so enormous that it has its own wind patterns. So full of ships that definitely has its own smell. There's a metallic tang on the back of my tongue as I breathe the air. It also smells of ozone and oil, as well as the unique tainted blueberry odor of scorched adamantium. And it is full of ships. Extraordinary ships. I've seen their likeness on the serials, extras B-12's insignia, and on propaganda material, but to see them with my own eyes, wow. A full kilometer of ships is a lot of ships. Sir, told you, a special crew.
Hey, you two, about time. There's a job to do. Let me introduce you to the others. This is Rink, who can navigate and pilot. Hi, Loss. Let's go for a ride, eh? Oh. And this is Tora, who's a specialist in weapons.
Wow. That
Like
is...
the insect creature. I like to think of myself as a professional who solves problems for the precision application of kinetic energy.
This is so cool. Are we ready?
All set. We just need to get to our ship.
Why is it special?
It's made to go through the asteroid fields undetected, sort of.
Sort of.
Well, it's uncomfortably small and has a thick armor. It's really slow. It's this one.
Are you sure? Baron F-19 double checks his holopad.
Yep. HMS Narcissus. It's like His Majesty's ship. Same registration numbers.
His Majesty's ship, Narcissus, yep.
Yeah.
I look at it. Sleek, golden, sectioned with like a glorious thing of dust-enhanced fishbone and ornate Horatio scrollwork. I begin to understand some of Extra's B-12's obsession with space battles.
There.
Baron F-19 types a code on his datapad. I hear the transmit ping, and one of the sections of this beautiful craft lifts up. Something falls out of it. Refuse, I guess, or maybe a chunk of asteroid to be processed? Or refuse, sorry. It is round, brown, and ugly, and more reminiscent of what I had to deal with back when I was cleaning the toilets than something from a glorious starship. Darien F-19 and Turgis F-07 run over to it excitedly. I hear the transmit noise again, and a part of this brown excretion opens up. Light comes from the inside. Two of them point excitedly. Wait, we're supposed to be flying that thing?
What? You thought we'd give us a Boro-class ship?
You guys are braver than I thought, or maybe less sane. They run over and enter space turret excitedly. climb in with a bit less enthusiasm. Rink, in the pilot chairs, smells of swamp, and Tora off to the side in some cubicle smells of cleaning products. Going to be a long voyage. Sir, I think the engages the departure autopilot. The ship shifts violently left. Inertia keeps me violently in pace, and the chair takes the weight of my stunned body, also violently. When I recover and look up, I am among the stars. Facts and education do not prepare your brain for the immensity of space. Once you leave the comforting glow of the station lights behind, it is nothing but infinite stars. Everything feels insignificant against this endless backdrop, and it only gets worse if you stop and think of the enormous power and size of a star. Then you start to absorb how tiny they all look, how many there are, and how far away they must be. Truly, it requires a Horatian ego to maintain one's sanity. I guess all of us are mesmerized because our ship runs into something and we all react differently. Darren F-19 activates our one tiny weapon, Turk's F-07 turns on the shields, which deactivates the weapon, and I... you know...
Let's see what's going on, probably.
yeah. Ahead of us is nothing but mesmerizing stars, so I pull myself up to a window and try to peer behind us, bracing my hand on the console. I see other asteroids, like the one we have just bounced off, tumbling nearby.
Whoa, nice job, asteroids.
I turn to see a holographic display, showing our trajectory and the nearby objects that could affect us. I also see my hand on the console that had turned it on. I brush my hands together like it's nothing, like I did that on purpose. Turkish F-07 squeezes my shoulder. You're good at this. So, where are we headed? They both turn and look at me. They look at each other.
We're going to figure that out. Can you,
check the hold for snacks.
yeah, go get something to eat.
Yeah, and maybe, guns?
Yeah, and something to shoot.
What? They're trying to get rid of us? Are they gonna airlock us?
They're going to discuss rebellion stuff
Yeah, exactly.
without us.
I look from one to the other, but they look exactly like they do when I'm keeping a straight blank face. Damn these two similar DNA structures. Sometimes very hard to see who's plotting what. Fine. I head away from the view screen and down where things are dark and scary. They're murmuring to each other about me as I descend. So I murmur to myself about them in revenge. I have terrible images of what a hold might be. Infinite dark space full of rats and dust, strange things breathing in the dark corners, and general sense of disuse and desperation. In reality, after 5 careful steps, I hit the back of the hold, because the ship is about the size of a flight-capable rice grain. I find the switch, and the place lights up, showing me a lot of empty racks. And the only thing of interest is a pile of Horatio propaganda posters. Oh, please let me see those. And another pile that have been slightly altered with childish graffiti. Be gorgeous becomes me Gorgon. Seek beauty is now slack booty. Seriously, this is how we start a revolution. The only other thing of interest is the intercom, which isn't working perfectly. Because when I hit the switch to tell them the hold is empty, it lets me hear their conversation.
Must be with fire.
They're in F-19 again. Sir, we don't need to kill everyone.
How else can we cleanse the cesspool, lance the boil?
They're in F-19 sounds passionate. Too passionate. There's a pause in the conversation. You've been practicing, haven't you? Turkish F-07 voice is dry and amused.
Yeah, it's too much.
A bit. Anyway, what are we going to gain trying to change the way this entire empire works? So what if you and your buddies take over the station? What in the name of all that is gorgeous? You're not going to defeat the fleet they send. Why die fighting? Nothing will change.
What do you suggest? Roll over and ask them to rub your belly?
As far as I'm concerned, the Horatio masses can play, make up, and catwalk all they want. I'm getting out of here on that colonizer. Somewhere far away, somewhere better. Personally, I think they have both lost their minds. I head back up to the bridge with some of the altered posters, feigning ignorance that at least I'm good at. Hey, Darian,
Hmm.
what are you arguing about? Did I hear something about dying fighting?
No, yeah, no, okay.
Darren F-19 stands tall and strikes a pose.
Brothers.
Oh no. Darren F-19, it's just us. What's up?
Oh, come on, I practiced.
Get that. Just tell me, what in the four beauties are you guys planning? Darren F-19 loses his imposing orator pose and slides straight into his conniving conspirator pose. Yes, very good.
There's a banquet. All the high and mighty of this foul station will come together. And that is where the force of freedom and justice will strike.
Oh. I want to get out of this place, and I want to whatever plan they have to work. That means I want to be included, and that means I have to make sure they like me. And that, finally, is why I don't roll my eyes and say something loaded with enough snark to take out a small son.
Forget the force of freedom. We're looking for the force of the Vultures.
Several ships suddenly appear in front of us. Where did they come from? Why didn't we detect them? Cora starts stroking her buttons and dials.
Vultures.
She's looking forward to whatever is going to happen just a bit too much. Whoa! It's too late to maneuver, they're already upon us. A blinking red light alerts us that we're being locked by enemy weapon systems.
Yes. Rink, call her.
The diminutive alien pushes a few buttons and the image of a young Volter female appears on the screen.
Horatio Slime. What do you think? I don't know that. Are you ready to make a deal? Ha! Begging for your lives? Why should I? Lock the anti-gluons on them. We're friends. Excuse me? Yeah, good point. Okay, we have common enemies and common interests. We want to get into the you want to get into the station, and we want to get out of it. How about we make a deal? Figures, honorless scum. What's the problem? You can't beautify the dead. It's better us become one. Here's my offer. We'll drop the scans and sensors on the nearest part of the station and put a hole somewhere easy for you to get in. I can do it in exactly 17 hours and 9 minutes. Nice, go on. You guys come in, create mayhem, and take whatever you want and leave. Still interesting. But here's the catch. When you leave, you take us with you. We want out of this madhouse. Gosh, that's pretty, but you know what? Here's the actual deal. We show up in 17 hours and 8 minutes. If there's no hole in the station, we'll make one. A really, really big one. Big as the size of Horatio's ego. Ooh. If you stay low and manage to survive a bunch of angry Volta Marines whose families were spliced into Horatio on Eridan.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, hell. Sure, we'll take you with us. You could always use a few suicidal risk takers.
The Volter captain cuts the transmission and the Volter ship pulls away.
Yes.
Oh, there, yes. Yes.
Fun. Blowing things up.
Something about her reminds me of Cash. From where the make it's just the face and the many eyes and the weirdness. We all look at Tora.
Sorry, I was educated on Hikim.
As the Volter's ship departs and Turks F-07 and Darren F-19 congratulate each other, I noticed that one of the Horatio scout vessels didn't go down easily. There's a huge tear along one side, and the repairs look hasty and temporary. We worry about the getaway ship. Hey Darren, F-19. Looks like the cavalry that's riding in to save us has a lame horse.
Yeah, I checked the first class tickets on the Luminary and luxury yachts all sold out this month.
Oh. Though I have to say, Darren F-19 does look risky.
Revolution requires sacrifice.
It's not a revolution, it's running away. Sure, I thought. I bet it does, but does it require mine? That's a problem, right?
That's what everyone thinks.
Yeah. The return trip is much less eventful, other than the fact that Rink seems to view piloting as an act of approximation rather than precision. There's definitely new dings and knocks on the ship as we finally get out, but Rink doesn't care.
Put it on my tab. They don't like us anyway. We are ugly aliens who do a job they're scared to do. Yeah, you have to grab the fun when you can.
Take off in one direction, and Turgis F-07, Darren F-19, and I go the other way. The three of us are buzzing with excitement. We go to get dinner, we sit down and act relaxed. We're doing our best to look Horatio. I think we probably fail, but in a society that is narcissistic, people don't really notice other people. It's an interesting mixture of excitement and insecurity, knowing we are looking to cause some big trouble. Knowing that if anything falls apart, the repercussions will probably involve the recycler. Life suddenly has a weight and an importance it didn't have half an hour ago. The faces of my co-conspirators, the sounds of the cafeteria, the susurrations of the ventilations, it all seems clearer, stronger and more intense. Never felt so alive! All my senses are on edge. In fact, the food actually has flavor. That is what rebellion does to you. Wow, put that on a poster, folks. Do you seriously want to take over the station?
You really think things will change any other way? Yeah, Turkish F-07, this makes sense.
That does perfect
Definitely
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah,
No,
definitely
every wrong
makes
way.
sense in the middle of Horatio space just to take over the station.
Mhm.
Turkish F-07, I think your plan makes sense.
It makes even more sense than you think. The vultures are just a diversion. The real question is this: what's the smartest way to take over the station?
But that Darren F-19 looks good, says goodnight and leaves. And frankly, I have also had enough excitement for one day. Oh, do you really want to go that way? I don't know. But anything that results in the status quo is some... that... sorry. I don't know. But anything that results in the status quo is something I refuse to agree to. A group of other Horatios come. We'll start tomorrow. I return to my room, discover that I'm utterly exhausted. Still, I toss and turn a bit, wonder if I'm falling into. So these Horatios have a great idea and are convinced that I should join them. And I will. Because so far, all that my own great ideas have done is lead me here. Fair enough. Wake up the next morning, suffered bad dreams born by fear and frustration. At least one of them, I'm in the cockpit of a space turret, traversing the stars, galaxy, a limitless thing of hope and possibilities opening before me. I hit an asteroid, loud noise, and I die. Then I wake up. It turns out that the loud noise was actually someone yelling at me. I peek into the corridor to hear both public address systems and some loud Horatio saying the same thing.
Dress rehearsal today. Everyone up and looking gorgeous. Start early. The lines at the beautification stations are going to be long.
Oh no, the beautification station. And the first few hours of the day passed just as suspected. Beautify myself, put on my best outfit, grey overalls but slightly cleaner, I report to the kitchen. Horrible, 420F21, it's good to see you. I guess we're all still on Eternus PO2's imperfect list. Yeah, I just go where the whole body tells me, but at least there's friendly faces here.
Believe me, it's the very best place to be today.
Eh.
No one's gonna suspect a thing.
No, it's a perfect crime, surely. We follow the instructions to find ourselves stirring a mind-numbing variety of pots full of food in various shades of grey and yellow. Every once in a while, an overexcited flunky runs in, yells at someone, and then runs out.
More doilies! I must have more doilies, but in yellow.
Kitchen seems to have been designed with the objectives of setting up the space and the layout so that you run out of most important things that are stored in the most inconvenient location at the worst possible moment. In the middle of it all, Turgus FO7 slides up to me with a cup. Hey, drink this.
I can't find the shrimp forks.
But I'm not thirsty. Drink it.
Just-
Do it.
Oh.
Oh my.
How can we be out of Calgarosian truffle meat?
Seriously, I have worked to...
Drink this. Do it.
Okay, I drink it. I don't know what they're on about, but it's about the only thing in the kitchen that doesn't taste awful. Hey, thanks, I guess. Next time just ask.
Hey, Turkish for 7. Where's the special spice blend?
How should I know? You had it.
And gave it to you.
Good. I used it and gave it back.
Then I used it and... Oh, it's over there.
Then F-19 sidles over to the small spice bottle. The distributor dumps it down the incinerate chute.
Which one is the stew? That goes in the biggest chafing dish.
We regard the various dishes, none of which looks either delectable or digestible, or like stew. Maybe this one? I look at the yellow-grey food on the dish. We should probably taste it and check the seasonings, but I don't see a little taster spoon nearby. Also, given what came out of the kitchen, I didn't really want to taste it anyway. I recklessly decide to align my fate with whatever the cooks have prepared. Don't say I'm not courageous. So ready?
Ready.
I nod.
Hey, Mosselia's M17.
Mausoleus.
What? Is something wrong? No, chill. Just remember that the first plate is always here for the highest ranking. That's Eternus PO2.
Clone is deeply, deeply offended.
How dare you like to be in the medicine protocol?
Oh gosh. Mussolinius M17 stomps out. The three of us look at each other and can't help giggling.
Let's do this.
We carry all the dishes through the corridor just outside the kitchen that leads to the concourse and arrange them on a long buffet line. The place is bathed in a soft glow of floating chandeliers. Whatever else you can say about it, Eternus PO2 really shows up to put on a show. We line up with the other cadets, nervous and excited, desperately hoping to impress P2. For the moment, there is complete silence. The doors far in the corners glide open. The march of the glorious centurion of perfection starts up over the loudspeakers. Tension is killing me, and the food apparently is doing that to someone else. Oh!
Oh, Pimble.
Tens of identical heads turn and look. Bacchus V18 is just laying there, just beneath the stew, a little taster spoon in his hand. At least, I think it's Bacchus V18. But that's not the real question here. I look at Darren F19 and mouth silently. Special devices. He appears to be fascinated by his fingernails. I look at Turgis FO7. His smile and face is white. Eternus PO2 comes sweeping over, glorious and passionate like a tower of gold at ebon rage.
The kitchen staff. Now.
I have a bad feeling. We all look so gorgeous, and this is going to get so ugly.
How dare you let this happen? The most glorious will be here in a matter of hours, and we can't even feed ourselves.
The Bacchus V18 was bound to eat himself to death sooner or later.
Recycle Bacchus V18 and take Mosselia's M17 here as well.
Oh.
No! No!
But they do it. Two guards come in and drag Mausoleus M17 to the chute. It's just have it in every room. On the plus side, you'll never have to worry about shrimp forks again. I shut down where my imagination takes me. Ernest PO2 is yelling again.
You three.
I try to duck out of the way, as if the accusation will go somewhere else, but I can see where he's looking.
Each of you, a spoon of the stew. Now.
I go as white as Turgis FO7. This is not how it was supposed to happen. What? Me? I... See the look in his face. Right.
Now.
Look at Darren F19, who doesn't appear to be concerned, like in the least, and I think, what? He humbly eats a spoon.
Oh, awful. Oh, no. Oh, my stomach. Oh, no.
And I look next to him. Oh, what's in there? Oh, yuck! They're play acting, they're moaning and holding their stomachs.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Something inside me just goes, oh, right. So I eat a spoon and go full thespian. Get Grimmeth in here. Need a full thespian act of stomach pains. Oh no, I'm cramping up. Oh, the pain is unbearable. Oh, such digestive horror. It's me every evening. What unholy nourishment is this? Oh, woe is me. Darren F19 and Turgis FO7 give me dirty looks at that last phrase. I guess I sort of overdid it. Attorney's PO2 shakes his fist and points at the food.
Get rid of it, all of it, you three. I want the kitchen cleaner than his perfect brow in 1 hour. Scrubbed, sterilized, spotless, perfect. And I'm talking about levels of perfection that only this glorious empire understands.
It's just 3 of us, and it's quiet. But only for a short time.
Scars and pimples, all of that for nothing. When in his name are we going to ever get the chance like that again? Our friends are going to be here in a matter of hours and...
Hold on, what exactly are you planning? What was supposed to happen? Darren F19 shifts from one foot to the other. Turgis FO7 shifts from other to another. Very well, Rebel 420 F21. There was little more to it than that.
Tigers over 7, thank all the beauties you're still here. We have some worrying news from the cloning facilities. It seems that a large number of recent batches went through a faulty procedure. This might have even been going on for months. Oh no, for months.
Darren F19 is faking concern. Poorly.
Tigers over 7, I need your help here. We need to test everybody in sequence and through A through L, the last 20 generations. This could take hours.
The 3 of us look at each other, and then an excited lab technician. Well, really? Let's do this right away.
Absolutely. I had to get hold of you, but you were off risking your life in the asteroid somewhere. Yes. Let's do this. Let's do it. Hey. Set things up over here. We'll round up the usual suspects.
Darren F19 is pointing to a recently cleaned part of the kitchen counter, a perfect space for setting up mobile lab equipment. We're also right next to the recycling chute. Oh no, I think to myself. Turgis FO7 puts a finger to his lips. Attorney's PO2 suspects saboteurs. Let's do this quietly, yes.
Excellent idea. It'll be quieter back here. Very good, very good. I feel better about this already. It's really relieving. Oh, you should really make me feel good. I was running some diagnostics on the latest batch, promotion CX48, and it seems that there was some sort of malfunction with one of our memory births.
Oh.
There's an electrical fault caused by a strain in the power system. Well, it didn't cause any harm. It means that the payload implementation for the clone nested in that birth may have been faulty, either corrupted or incomplete. There's no way to know which it is. The individual has had access to all station systems without having ingrained loyalty towards Horatio.
Oh.
And there's even rumors of sabotage. Coincidence is uncanny.
Oh, it is more than uncanny. Kenny.
It's highly upsetting. Isn't it? Isn't it just?
There's a certain sad inevitability how the scene plays out. They set up the equipment. Turkish FO7 draws the technician in with a lot of jargon and fake concern. When they make noise, Darren F-19 silently pulls open the recycling chute behind them.
Core Rebel 420, F21.
He speaks softly. We share a long, complicated look. Yeah.
Yeah.
In time, not even measured in seconds, the three of us understand what has to be done. Turkish FO7 accidentally pushes the technician so he staggers backwards. He falls on top of me, and with a couple of quick shoves, he's nothing but a fading scream among the plumbing. I am in so deep now, but it all suddenly feels logical, even inevitable. Except something has gone wrong. A siren is going off in the distance. I hear footsteps. Footsteps of well-shod feet carrying Horatio, who seems to be carrying a lot of gear in the hallway outside. So wait, you guys aren't just Horatio's with attitude problems, you guys are like me, yes, Rebel 420 F21. We aren't just kindred souls. We're kindred souls who have escaped the emotional and psychological suffocation of complete indoctrination.
Even more, we're the warriors who still overthrow this hierarchy of falsehood and lies.
They'll be onto us now. They'll miss old Tarkus R12 here any minute. Time to move. Come, Rebel 420 F21. We can get access to codes to a ship. We can get the H out of here. Go anywhere in the constellation and start cloning a truly perfect society that resembles you and I.
Wait a minute. We're just going to do the whole thing over again. You can't leave now. This hour is nigh. Our fight for freedom begins. This is our chance. Our one chance to throw off the yoke of oppression and lead the downtrodden masses to a meaningful destiny.
Look at them both. They look at me. We'd have to bring it all down, Malachi. Burn it to the
Bring
ground.
it all down. Tear it all to the ground. With a small space station.
Yes. Darien F-19 runs over a series of chutes.
Quick, in here.
Isn't that the recycling chute?
No, wow, sorry.
Whoa! Pulls open the chute next to it and dives in head first. Can't hear exactly what it says on the way down, but I'm pretty sure I hear the word revolution in there somewhere. I follow down, perhaps stupidly, but with conviction. It's time to start a tidal wave of the cesspool. We're running and trying to not to talk. We're trying to talk. Combination works very well together. So what's the deal? What's next?
Oh god.
The volatiles are coming. We have to do something, right?
Just follow me.
So I huff and I follow, and we end up the last place I expected. We're in section B8, and in a hallway that has a series of secure storage rooms. We walk down, check the room numbers, and stop before a small arms locker 4. Darren F-19 opens the door with a passcode. Darren F-19 declarations that change can only come through violence. Apparently, that is more than just a marketing pitch.
Remember what we did in the kitchen.
Editing
the Imperial maintenance schedule. I'll tell the systems that Attorney Pugh to open the arms lockers. Everyone on the station will be too scared to challenge that information. Oh no, what if it's him? No one will know it until it's all too late. You know, sometimes insecure paranoia is a great thing.
He unlocks everything. Using biometric data from Eternus PO2, I give him a stunned look.
Easy. Remember? I know his Chamberlain.
He talks into his holopad.
It's a go. The lockers are open.
Wait, didn't you just tell?
Our allies isn't struggling against oppression. Oh.
She caresses the barrel of a flamethrower, rubs her cheek against a low-yield field beam weapon.
I am grabbing everything I can. We should do revolutions more often. More toys, let's go, guys.
A surprisingly orderly file of marine mercenaries and disgruntled clones come through the room, taking what they need and moving on. Near the end of it, a very nervous and uneasy voice comes over the intercom. Third rank, esteemed Grand Headmaster, Red Shy Aternus PO2, sir, is everything okay? I freeze for a moment, but Darien F-19 just smirks. In fact, he is almost doubled over with contained laughter. He holds up his holopad, and I hear...
How dare you let this happen?
It's Aternus PO2. From our shooing out at the kitchen, Darren F-19 recorded him. It's not, of course, in any way an answer to the question, but it cuts any chance of further queries. The intercom goes dead. Yeah, okay, that was good. Kind of subversive genius. Darren F-19 is gleeful.
There's no greater joy than using the corrupt system against itself.
Yeah, man. I agree with you. Yeah.
Sleeping the surfer, dude, but that's okay.
Yeah, well. So you have your army. What about the breach?
That's next. We have to go. Even the densest of clones will eventually come down to check just in case. We'll head back to the greenhouse. Nobody but Turgos F-07 knows about the entrance we use, and he's in on it. We can plan the final steps then.
Leave the empty weapons locker and start to feel tightness in my chest and shoulders. It's getting more and more intense. Okay, we know when and where more or less our friends. He cuts me off.
Our acquaintances with common cause. You can't be a true friend if you're not part of the movement.
This is very, very apropos. Yeah, okay. So we know when and where our acquaintances with common goals will strike. But how do we do it? Blow a hole in the station? And, if I might add, not die.
We need to crack the hull, an airlock near the freight docks. We don't really have to blow it open. Their miners will do the rest.
Crack the hole with what?
Explosives.
Seems extraordinarily gleeful with what he says. Gosh, I must have left mine of the generic overalls.
Don't worry. We can homebrew them. I read it in the Revolutionary's cookbook. Turns out that if you combine deep facial pore processing cream with no hair, body, beautiful skin scraper, and pour in a few glasses of Horatio full summer fantasy Bergamot cologne, and let it sit in about 2 minutes, it goes to critical and detonates.
Wow. Whoa! That stuff that aggressive?
Do you know what they say, horrible F-21? True beauty demands true pain.
Wow. So true. Yeah, okay. But what happens when the Volters show up? We didn't keep any guns for ourselves. It's horrified.
What weapons? You really want to get weapons when we have no idea how to use? Get serious. We're dashing, not deadly. This is why we give them to those professionals.
Apparently, I'm an expert marksman.
You're insane.
I mull it over. When the Volter captain refers to us as suicidal risk taker, she was maybe not far off the mark. There has to be more to it. Your friend, Darren F-19, tell me what's really going on. It's like this. You keep talking about insurrection and revolution. So what is this about leaving with the Volters? It doesn't match with the rest. He looks at me and moves closer.
Friendship. What an odd idea. Maybe we're indeed becoming friends.
We can discuss this later in private. But we're not in the middle of a revolution. Would you just tell me what happens after the Volters attack?
You guessed it. I can't hide anything from you or Rebel 42021. The truth is,
I lean in, curious.
I'm not leaving. One way or another, when this is over, Eternus PO2 will be dead. And because Turgis F-07 is his chamberlain, I have the run of his rooms. All his clothes, his toiletries, everything. When the Volters leave, a sorrowful clone dressed in Eternus PO2's clothing will pull things back together. But that clone will be me. From that position, I'll be able to effect real societal changes around here. No need for an armed revolution if you're stabbing your enemies in the back.
I am stunned. Not just at the audacity and the scope, the fact that Darren F-19's plans are a lot less half-assed than I thought. I had been continually dismissive of him, but he's been playing galactic 4D chess. Okay, I'm with you. All in, all the way, on one condition.
What's there? What is it?
Kiss me. I point to myself. I get to be the Chamberlain. He grins, and soon we're both smiling like idiots.
Let's go bring an empire. Okay, we need to raid the entire station pretty much to get everyone to get enough ingredients of the bomb to get enough of the bomb ingredients.
I'll see if I can dig up in the storage bins. I'll forage around if I can't find anything there.
Cool. I'll clear out the janitorial closets and get more ingredients from the labs. I have all of Turkish FO7's access codes. I've been saying that a lot.
Yeah,
See you at the airlock.
we're off and running. First stop is the storage area, down in less pleasant part of town. I used Darren F-19's trick, get to the stock rooms, managed to load a cart with flotilla-sized quantities of deep facial pore processing cream. The no-hair body beautiful skin scraper is harder to dig up, but then I realized that some of the industrial disinfectants we use in the kitchen have the same ingredients. I hide my loot near the airlock and head back to the place where I find my fruitful meeting with Darren F-19. As soon as I step in the door, I see another clone, dutifully scrubbing, wrinkling ball sacks. I start grabbing supplies while I think.
Hey, what are you doing? These supplies are only for use in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, you see,
Put those down. That's theft. I'll hit the alarm.
the revolution can't come quickly enough for me. Really want to hear this? As a reply, he moves his finger towards the panic button. Headmaster's in a foul mood.
Yeah.
Pulls back. Use the magic word. This is going to be fun. I look around conspiratorially, which resembles the way I have been looking around since I woke up in the lab. You know Turgis FO7, his Chamberlain? There was a faint air of gossip in the room. Horatio catnip. Well, it seems that he hasn't been doing his job keeping the headmaster's quarters as tidy as they should be. Lord melodramatically puts his hands over his mouth.
Oh,
So the headmaster asked me to do it, and I'm not taking any chances. His eye is narrow. I assume he's considering possibilities for extortion or blackmail. So you let me do this, and I won't forget you helped.
so that means nothing.
I think quickly. On top of that, I'll show you a secret door into the greenhouse. He was definitely acting before, because now his eyes go wide.
Really? Oh, wow. I heard rumors, but
Just find me tomorrow, anytime. Horrible 420 F21. I finish grabbing things and hurry out, not wanting to give him any more time to think. I get there and start opening boxes, emptying bottles, filling buckets. I stack the empties on the side and all the volatiles on another.
wow, that was really fast. You're lucky. I had to steal the last couple bottles of Horatio Full Summer Fantasy Bergamot Cologne from AO2's, from Eternus PO2's quarters. And I'm pretty sure the guard identified me. And I'm pretty sure that, well, that this was going to happen.
Quite the alarm. We start dumping everything into the buckets and bottles and boxes. The most unholy smell is beginning to emerge. The atmosphere is starting to turn caustic. Gah! Can't breathe.
Let's go.
Stumble out of the airlock and hit the close button. It still takes a couple of minutes before we can breathe normally again. And so I notice after a couple of minutes that nothing has happened. So what's up? When does it go?
Just takes a couple of...
There's dust and smoke and the smell of burnt metal in the air, as well as a distant ee of an air leak.
It worked.
I can't help but grin. Even in the dark I can hear a smile. Nice cookbook you found there. Suddenly the lights start flickering back on, and it looks like this.
Wow.
Very.
Okay, now, wait for it. They're here. Let's go.
Takes some effort to get the doors back open, and when we do see a very different setting. The Volters have pretty good idea what they're doing.
Move it, Cave Toad. 30 minutes to grab anything that's not nailed down. If it's nailed down, use a crowbar. Don't worry, Gotcha. This part is we're really good at.
Things happen quickly. A small party of Horatio Marines show up, see the Volters, turn around and run. But somewhere they are not running. I hear small arms fire and occasional minor explosions. I'm guessing that XRB-12 is putting up a fight, along with anyone else he could conscript.
Out of the way, kids.
The Volters show their past, leaving only a few defenders as they scan for trophies and loot.
Hey, War Rebel 420, F21.
What's up?
I'm going to find a Turnus.
Explanation is cut off by the arrival of old friends.
Hey, Darian, F19. Let's get a move on. We'll do what we promised, but we want to do it now. I have a meeting with the Turnus Pure too, and that bastard has a meeting with Destiny. Wait for me. Here as long as you can.
We need to follow him.
Yeah.
Or to follow Darren F19. Or run after him. Because regardless of how I feel about his plans, he doesn't know where the guns and the fighting are. I figure it's better to know what's going on than not. Wait up! But I am barely around the corner when I hear weapons again. And I realize that I am not carrying one. Given the suicide is not really an interesting option, I decide to go back and wait. Aw. I find that two of the guards have started mounting a pile of explosives next to the breach. There just must be something against the Horatio.
She's gonna be pissed when she finds out we used dust, Warhead. These things cost more than oxygen. I lost my parents and everything. She lost her sister. I think it's exactly the sort of breach protocol for which we'll be yelled at in public and thanked privately.
I really like this look of the
Of the Marines.
Yeah, exactly what I imagine them looking like. Oh, everything seems to go swimmingly until obviously it doesn't. I did not expect a visit from an old friend. Oh, hello.
Oh, Rebel 420 F21. What are you doing here?
Getting the Horatio out of here. I don't want to end up as crazy as the rest of you.
Horatio defector. This is not happening, not on my watch. He's mine.
Suddenly there's a lot of gunfire and I hit the deck. Volters seem to be content to play for time, waiting until their squad comes back. Unfortunately, XRB-12 is not playing the same games.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
I see a fat gun barrel come around the corner and I dive for relatively safety of the pot. It's my third explosion in one day and I'm getting tired of them. This time everything turns black and then golden. Oh. Then I'm outside the station, floating or hallucinating. Both, probably. Suddenly, I see the endless. Oh goodness, this is taking a turn, huh? And flash through my life since I woke up in the lab. And then I go to sleep. Or die. I'm not entirely sure at this point. I feel like I'm out of it for about 3 days, but it is probably more like 10 minutes. It all becomes pretty clear, pretty quickly.
There's a fleet warping in. You coming or not?
I stagger into their boarding pod, which makes some horrible noises as it extracts itself from the hole it's made. And suddenly the station is disappearing behind me. Then I think, they're an F-19, and then I black out again.
Welcome to the galaxy. I hope you don't mind the ship. We stole one of yours. A bit dainty, but comfortable. Almost had a mutiny, though, when they saw what was in the galley. You call that cramped food?
Not mine, theirs. I've never felt like one of those clones. I'm just thankful to be out. And where are we headed? He looks happy.
Arrow, the Academy. The seat of Isander's power.
I feel a cold chill down my spine. Wasn't I supposed to be going there as a Horatio spy for some sort of special training? Why would the Volters be going there?
The only reason we can go there, War Rebel 420 F21, is that we have you. You could blast it with enough dust to landscape a desert, and the fact that you're still alive means that somehow you managed to deal with it. And sentients that can do that are very interesting for Isyander.
I ease back in my seat, slowly. I have gone from being a pawn of Eternus PO2's games to being a bargaining chip for the Volta fleet. Which, from my point of view, is a major improvement. As it is, the future looks equal parts fascinating and terrifying. I'm all in. Ah, so the whole plot sort of failed, I guess.
I mean, you know how it went when we were trying to stop them?
Yeah.
We didn't do them any favors, I suppose.
No, I suppose.
Um,
I think that's a worse ending.
well, yeah, but here's the thing, right? There was clearly a point there where it checked for variable gun,
Yeah.
and we didn't have one.
Yeah.
Think might have gone differently if we had.
Where would we
We
have
might
gotten?
get one from going to gunnery training or
Oh,
something.
maybe, yeah.
Might be able to get one and
Maybe.
keep it. But
You know,
yeah, I mean,
We
I
will-
do think there's more endings.
yeah, I think so too, yeah. Especially looking at the achievements list,
Yeah.
you know. Well, I think I am done with this game.
Yeah, and I'm about to say, and it's free. So if you've
And it's
enjoyed
free.
watching us go through it, well, I'm sure you know the voices in your head by now. So
Yes,
feel free
exactly.
to go and finish any further endings as you wish. Find on Steam.
Be your own Horatio 69 or Hor Rebel
Learn to
420.
love thyself.
And yeah, love thyself, really. Yeah, this has been the Valentine's Day special of 2021. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next year for more love. We'll see what happens then. I can't wait.